Greetings everyone, royal greetings. So this is a space area here where I've been, doing my do, and as I mentioned, where I've been working on the aloe estate, the medicinal farm, Canoe Bay estate, right? So I realized there's been some work here, perhaps an excavator or something came and decided to grade down the area, which is all right, okay. However, this entire perimeter space would have been where I would have had my aloes, and I realized and noticed that, as you can see here, Amerindian highest Imperial Majesty Goddess and the Trinity, right, aloe bearer. Right, I would have had like aloe inside here, and I realized that it is removed. Someone removed it in their mischievous ways. I would say it's mischievous, all right, regardless of whatsoever it is otherwise. I have been operating here for a few years now. Within this year, I haven't been able to come as often. I would have had pineapples as well too, aside from aloe. And I've noticed that all the aloe is removed intentionally, because what would have been planted would have been plucked out otherwise, okay? So it would be great to know the being responsible, unless you decide to assist me with clearing the area space. We're doing what I need to do necessary, because all through this perimeter area here is where I would have had a track, and I utilized access from the Canoe Bay main road itself, and will still enter into the area here. All right, so whomsoever it is, truthfully, I would have already had like certain things set down as boundary marks, and it's the mention that I've mentioned before already, that the perimeter essentially in the jurisdiction of indigenous, as I am primordial indigenous of aloe bearer of Heir, which is Tobago, Trinidad, the Americas holistically, Tamari, Amarukhan, all right. So from Trinidad, Tobago, the Caribbean. That's that. So I am like whomsoever it is. I have always said within the trees is where I would be working, and I would not be destroying the natural aesthetic of here in this area. Whomsoever you are, perhaps you did it so that I'm able, to continue in my operations, because my foreparents would have been here, Canoe Bay. We would have contributed to the appellation of this area specifically. My foreparents would have been here. Aside from whomsoever is there today, as as the secretary of Tobago House of Assembly, the whole thing about it is that I have made beings aware. They would have known as well too who I am. That's that. But no one else, when I say no one else, as in just like that to do things crazily, would have had permission or consent to go ahead and do such. All right. So I realized that I have this plant here and this plant here, aloe. All right, it's not all. I had like a great amount, and I see where damages. This coconut tree is still here. All throughout this area here, space as well too, would have aloe. Like I said, I haven't been able to come daily for a little time. However, whomsoever did it, I am grateful. However, you have done some damages otherwise, regardless of whether or not there would have been grass and stuff grown in between the space. It will be great. It is a surprise to me today. It is a surprise to me. Alright? So, yeah. This is something that is very much interesting. Alright, so in scope of indigenous jurisdiction, I have been here. My ancestors, my foreparents would have been here. We didn't abandon anything. If in the event of anything should be referred to as private, it would be in the jurisdiction of who I am. You know, Ternicka Mahabal, also known as Highest Imperial Majesty, Goddess Trinity, L, Empress, Trinity L. Alright? And I'm your M-U-U-R, Amarukhan, Nagas, you know, and I would have like no trespassing here. With the rainfall over the time frame and years, it would have caused certain things. Right, so as I said, would have had my aloe in certain spaces here. I realized someone decided to, you know, surprise me. Maybe they're assisting me with building my domicile here so that I'm able to rise each day, continue doing what I aspire to get done and whatnot. Now I've seen a sign outside where it's saying Synergy Water Park and such. Alright? No. That's that. That is that. However, with the healing sanctuary Ether's Nest on the landmass and space where my foreparents have been, before any form of enslavement or trade or colony interference in civilization,